Hey guys, this is my Leap Barb. One of the first videos I'm doing. Been really lucky with some of the gear that I've got. Level Paragon 500, already doing Torment 16 very easily. I'm going to do a quick speed run on GR Rift 80. Seeing some crits of around 400 to 500 billion with my seismic slam. Most of the top players at the moment are talking around having it so that your earthquake is doing a lot of the damage, whereas I'm finding that if I gear correctly, I can actually get my seismic slam to do more damage. Now, in the comments, happy to people to point me out in the wrong direction, but currently at the moment, I have Braces of Destruction on, which is giving me 490% increased damage on the first 5 enemies hit with my seismic slam. And then I've found and added in this Fury of the Vanquished Peak, which gives me an extra 500% on my seismic slam, plus with the 6 pieces of Might of the Earth, where it does an extra 20,000 for seismic slam. Ground Stomp, Ancient Spear, Avalanche, Earthquake, etc. It's all combined together, and you'll see some of the crits that I'm getting. So if we jump right in, if I do an 80,
Are you strong enough to survive the trial?
it was a 429 crit there. That's a level 80 rift. Now, you saw that I took them down in seconds. I haven't got full cooldown reduction. I feel I don't need it. I'm keeping Band of the Might up at all times, so I've got my damage reduction here of up to 80%. With loot socks, probably hear me tapping away on the keyboard. Double jump extra on top, which is just laying an earthquake underneath them, which I've got at the moment. I've changed so that they're frozen when I hit them, which then procs my Bane of the Stricken. I've also got Swiftness rune on, which allows me then just to speed up and reduce the cooldown on my leap. Now, I said that I've not gone for reduction, but it just helps with spamming my seismic slam, which, as you see, is doing all my damage. I'm not sure where I'm going to go with this other than just farming ancients and primal ancients from the gear. I don't see a lot of players on the leaderboard with many primal ancients of the set that I'm wearing. I'm not even really concentrating on these elites, and look, I mean, my health ain't going down. I do have resist all on my gems in my gear, just something I've stuck with since lower levels. Just getting all this done. I've only been playing a week, and 536 now. I was leveling, I think it was about 12 levels of GR Rift at one point, and obviously that will go down the higher and higher you go, but then the higher and higher the GR Rift that you do. Bang, bang, bang. There you go, dead. I mean, this isn't coming from a pro perspective. There's a 520 billion crit there. Area damage. This isn't coming from a pro perspective. This is coming from your everyday player. I'm not in a major clan. I made one up when Diablo allowed you to many years ago. But this is like your everyday person trying to go up the leaderboard. Well, go up in terms of your paragons. Try and get over your 70, so you can get your Primal Ancients on your GR Rift. Don't get too excited about them crits. I've got power on at the moment, so jump. See you later. The other thing with this build as well, probably won't like it, but you can actually hit through walls. Got it so it freezes them and they're not able to do me damage other than when they wake up. Yeah, we're getting there nicely. I did have a furnace on. The higher and higher the GR Rift is getting a lot slower because of most of the general mobs. Like here, he's 160 billion, fair enough, okay. But some of the bigger guys were getting close to the trillion, and it was taking a long time to take them down. So, oh, here we go. You're getting stuck. Have a few of them. See you later. Right, so I've kept this Berserker purposely for this. So that's 8 trillion there that I've got to destroy. $335 billion, and there you go. So guys, I'm really low level in terms of gems, etc., compared to some of the bigger guys, but this is to give you an overview really on what's going on. At least the last I got this, so I can stick that on this and get an extra 10% damage now. I'll quickly run through my gear. So I don't actually have a primary on here. With everything that I have on, I have Fury all the time going up. I know it's depreciating there, but I'll go for it with it's a Seismic Slam as my primary, inverted commas. So once I've done Leap for 3 times, I've generated 45 Fury. Proc this, which then obviously triggers my 200% extra Earthquake. This gives me a 50% reduction on the cost, but what I'm looking to do with the set is to get as much Fury out as possible, which then reduces my leap and my ground stomps and my cries, etc. Wrath of the Berserker Insanity, I went for this, all of the extras that it gives you, plus then I get the 50% increased damage, so it's good against Rift bosses, etc. Leap, you can go with this where you want. With one of the bits of kit that I've got, you get Iron Impact anyway, and then I've gone for this to bring all of the enemies together. Threatening Shout, they take an extra 25% damage, which is good, and it generates 4 Fury for me. This one I just put as max in terms of the generation of Fury. Earthquake, I have to have an Earthquake on it to choose one, otherwise you just get a bog standard Earthquake. Again, as I said, I've gone for the Icy Patch, which freezes them. So as soon as I jump on top of the head, they're stunned, and they're frozen, and then they're doing a ton of extra damage to them. I've gone for Rampage, Ruthless, Urban Might, and Bloodthirst. I mean, I'm looking at changing some of these. My gear, so I've been lucky to find an Ancient Helm. I'll put the cooldown reduction in there. I've not gone to OTT on cooldown. Cooldown on there, that's again an Ancient. My gloves have been lucky with some of the rolls, they're not Ancient yet, but very lucky with some of that. Spirit of the Earth chest, so just trying to look there to max out as much life as I can so I'm survivable. My rings, I've got Focus and Restraint on. I've got my Bane of the Traps level 61, so it's 33% extra damage as soon as I land on their head and start smacking them with my Seismic Slam. And then every time that I hit them, I'm increasing by 1%. Now I've got it up to level 50, and that stacks 15 times, so 15% extra speed, attack speed on that one, and 15 cooldown. Got this last night, Kadala roll, I believe. She didn't have a socket, so I spun the socket in it last night to get my 130% crit damage. Now that I've got this, I will put the socket back in. I will roll probably, hopefully, a 10% increased damage, so I'll be over the 4,000. So I'll be doing extra damage on there. So then 300 billion crit Seismic Slams should have an extra 10% on top. Pants, bog standard, and boots, bog standard as well. I've gone for movement speed because I just want to farm through this as quickly as possible. Ink and Eyes, this one that gives me a 500% extra Seismic Slam damage. Like I say, you could have gone for Furnace, which would give you an extra 50% damage against elites, but I found that 500% all the time, it's just preference, and I've gone for that. When you're low levels, if you get an in-gun, this after you kill an elite pack, all your reductions 10 seconds, so your leap and your threatening shout are free for the next 15 seconds, so you can just leap around trying to find the next elite pack. Loot socks, I had to create a level 1 barbarian with the blood shards that I had and just spammed Kadala for boots, and I actually got 2 of these rolled in one go, so, in terms of just hitting the button to get as much as possible. And then I've gone Bandonamite, which gives me my 80% reduction of damage at 8 seconds after I proc Furious Charge, Ground Stomp, or Leap. So, like I say, guys, it's my first video that I've done for Diablo, just trying to give you guys some help. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you want. Now that I've got my computer working, I'll be doing more of these. Alright, so big G out. Thanks guys. Cheers. Bye bye.